Alright guys, it's been a hot minute since I last did a video, so let's get back into it. Welcome back again everyone. Like I said, let's get back into the FPVs, most importantly the Pusher25, the iFlight Pusher25HD. Let's talk about this some more. So last time we were here, the series was all about the ProTek35, and whilst that was good to be able to show you what it was like from me being a total beginner to becoming sort of more intermediate, once I broke that and it couldn't fly anymore, I needed to find something else to go to. So because this one was too big for flying inside, I decided to go with something a little bit smaller. This is the iFlight ProTek35 Pusher frame with the Cadex Vista video unit and the crossfire control. But this has been really good so far. It's been able to let me pick up where I left off with the ProTek35, but because it's smaller, I've been able to get into smaller spaces and practice my skills in the tighter, more confined space, because that's been proven to be even more of a challenge than I expected, but more on that later. This has been a pretty popular choice for a lot of people, I think, because of its configuration. It's got the Beast F7 all-in-one flight controller ESC. It's got the 1404 motors on there. It's a really good little system. The only downside is once you load up the camera I'm using at the moment is the DJI Action 2, and once you load that up it does take it over 250 grams. Doesn't make too much of a difference in the overall scheme of things, but still would be cool to hit that milestone. But I've since found this to be a really fun drone, if not the funnest that I've got so far. But I just like the fact that you can take it out anywhere, anytime, and it's not as obnoxious. It's still really loud and squealy, but because of its small size, it's more like a mosquito or a frisbee flying around, so it's way less obnoxious. But yeah, no, I've had a lot of fun with this, and like I said, it's just really cool to have something that's so small but yet still capable. With the cameras getting so small now, I have no doubt that soon, with the addition of maybe a GoPro Bones, that we might be able to get it under 250 grams and then get an improved camera as well. So that's going to be a really interesting couple of months. But I just wanted to take you through the basic setup of this one in the first video, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. So this is the iFlight ProTek 2.5 Pusher drone. So I decided to get something a little bit smaller, something a little bit more manageable, and as you can see, much smaller in comparison to the 35. It's just going to be a matter of plugging it into the DJI Assistant and registering the Cadex, and then plug it into Beta FPV and going through the configuration on that, and then just going through the bind and finding those bind buttons. I think that'll be pretty easy, so yeah, I'll get onto that straight away. So to set this guy up, it's very similar, if not exactly the same as the ProTek35 as well. So in my first video for that, you can see how I set that up. The only difference is obviously the frame. The frame, because it's smaller, is a little bit more tightly packed, but I can 100% say that any of the right angle adapters that iFlight delivers to you, I've had 100% failure rate on all of those, so I'd pull those out and then just go straight into the computer or the VTX if you need to. That would be my hottest tip for that. Otherwise, overall it's really easy to bind and fly and ready to go. And the more and more I experience these drones, the more and more I'm all for the bind and fly option if you're one of those instant gratifications, want to be flying type of guys. As you can see, it's pretty beastie with the camera and the battery. It weighs about 300 grams, but pretty capable. Like I said, there's only a few situations where it doesn't feel right. I'll talk more about that later in a much future video, but yeah, I've been really happy with the footage. I don't have any ND filters for the camera yet. I'll be getting them soon. and hopefully that'll, you know, make things a little bit more cinematic and a bit more predictable. The camera is a little bit of a temperamental bitch, but you can get over that if you're careful. But yeah, not good to do if you haven't got your wits about you. Just a quick note, one of the things when moving from the 35 or probably any other drone to a smaller drone like this one, whilst it's still a 4S setup, it uses much smaller batteries that require XT30 connections. So I needed to buy obviously new batteries, and to charge those batteries on my charger I needed to buy battery adapters, and so XT30 to XT60 adapters, and that just means that I can use all my old charging equipment with these new batteries. Now that I've introduced you to my new friend, over the next few videos I'll take you through some of the journeys I've had with this, and you'll see firsthand what it can do. It's a really fun drone and I look forward to showing you that.